Good evening. This Courage to Come Back award is given to someone who has experienced major trauma or injury which required extensive physical rehabilitation. This person has overcome immense challenges and has supported and inspired others throughout their journey.
Sirens, fire trucks, flashing lights, police cars, locals rushing to watch the chaos. And through it all, a drunken voice.
Don't let the cops find out I was driving.
The woman who hit us, she got to go home in 2 weeks. I died 4 times, once at the scene and 3 times in the hospital. Maya, not yet 20, would never run, skate, ski, or dance again.
When I woke up from the coma, I gather the first thing I did ask was, where's Maya? When I realized I'm in a hospital bed. And then when I realized, the last thing I was in the car with Maya. And then, so it was like, well, where's Maya? If I'm in the hospital, where's Maya?
Yeah, it was hell. It was hell. That's where my nightmares come from. That's where the reoccurring PTSD trigger comes from, is remembering that exact moment. And not only being in that situation, that traumatic situation for so long, when my mom was finally taken away, I didn't know if she was alive or not.
I think I ever really felt like, I'm going to die. It was, no, I'm going to live. I got too much to do. I'm too young. I have 3 kids. I need to get back.
She had, I believe it was 9 discrete abdominal surgeries. She was in a coma for several weeks, supported by a ventilator. She had multiple bony fractures throughout her body. Just very, very extensive. It was really not expected to survive at all.
How Pat survived that recovery, I mean, she went 1 full year without anything going in her mouth, including water. People say, well, that's impossible, you die. No, it is possible.
We watched it, yeah.
She was hooked on TPN. I hooked her up every night to a machine that fed her, and nothing went in her mouth. Most people would have died. They wouldn't have the desire to live to go through that. I believe that. They just
I believe
wouldn't have
that. I totally
desire
agree.
to live.
I believe too.
She sat at the dinner table with us every night. Just sat there.
Imagine the torture, like.
And she's committed to making change, and that's her mission now. And she's not going to stop. Yeah, she's going to keep going, and she has my respect for that unbelievable drive to create change.
I've told this story. It's taken quite a while, and I want to continue to advocate for folks who were put in my position or my daughter Maya's position. I will continue to work for justice for victims of drunk driving.
I think her work with these organizations is extremely important work for her. I think it allows her to be proactive about some injustices that she sees out there, and a way for her to action something in a positive way, to take a potentially extremely negative experience and make something positive out of it. And again, it's kind of fundamental to the kind of person that Pat is.
And then when I became a volunteer for MAD, they actually recommended me to what's called the Regional Pacific Victims Advisory Committee, to the Parole Board of Canada and the Corrections Canada. And we fight for victims' rights. We fight for all victims' rights. I've never had such a great purpose. I've never felt that I had such a purpose as I do now.
Her injuries beyond traumatic, I mean, she lost most of her stomach and intestines. her body was split open. Again, that's beyond courage to just endure such a thing, and then to have the courage now to stand up and be an activist, to want to stop drunk driving, working with MAD. Courage, yes.
How long does the sounds of metal hitting metal, glass breaking, and voices screaming stay in the ether?
The screaming has been silenced for Pat's daughter, Maya. The recovery and trauma from the crash left Maya in excruciating chronic pain and with severe PTSD. And at 29 years old, on May 26, 2023, Maya passed away from an accidental overdose. Rest in peace, Maya.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pat Henman, accompanied by her husband, Larry Vesna.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone for being here tonight. Thank you to Coast Mental Health for this recognition. I am deeply honored. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my entire healthcare team, which began in Cranbrook, and then to the Foothills Hospital in Calgary, and then to the Kelowna General Hospital, the St. Paul's Hospital in Vancouver, and finally, the Kootenay Lake Hospital in Nelson. Over 6 months of my life were spent in recovery and rehab in these facilities, followed by years of physio and dozens of specialists who supported my recuperation. They are angels, and I will be grateful for the rest of my life. I want to take a moment and thank my nominators, one of whom is here with me tonight, my very good friend, Kim Adamson. My gratitude to our family doctor who you met in the film tonight, Dr. Kevin McKechnie, along with my 2 other nominators and friends, Anne DeGrace and Sydney Black. I want to thank my 2 sisters who flew all the way from Nova Scotia to be here with me tonight, Jeannie and Joni Henman, McLeod, and Bex. They're here. I want to especially thank my oldest daughter, Zoe, and my son, Liam, who are here. And I want to especially thank my husband, Larry, who stood beside us all for the past 10 years. I want to shift the focus for my remaining time up here. You all now know that my middle child, Maya, who endured and survived the crash of June 9th, 2013, 10 years ago today. She has now left this world. This nightmare began that Sunday afternoon, 10 long years ago. You saw her beautiful face on the screen, and she looked fine, but she wasn't. She suffered from PTSD and chronic body pain due to her injuries.
Maya was brilliant. She had a double major in English and education. Her students loved her. One student says that she was a kind, passionate, strong, dedicated, and generous person. And that was who she was. But she also silently suffered. Maya was looking forward to her bright future. Sadly, an evening that was meant to be a social event with two friends led to tragedy. I will continue to advocate for safe roads, to stop impaired driving, because that is the real reason Maya is not here with us today. And we now add the drug crisis that our children are facing. You are here tonight because you all support ending stigmas and working towards a new day where our children will live without fear and pain.
Maya, precious Maya, you are forever our courageous hero. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.